Bandai has dropped the biggest trailer for My Hero Academia All Justice that we have seen so far, and finally gave us a release date for the game, the 6th of February 2026. And while it gave us a look at some of the new game modes, like Open World Team Up Mission Mode and Archive Battle Mode, it also gave us something else. A look at some of the new characters, like Mirko or Lady Nagant, and that got me very excited, and is what made me want to make this video today. So, before Bandai drop another trailer and I have to remake this video again, we are going to do a full roster prediction for My Hero Academia All Justice. So, please don't forget to give this video a like, and most importantly, please don't forget to subscribe. Also, comment down below which character you would like to see in My Hero Academia All Justice. Now, let's get into the roster predicting. The big question everybody wants to know is how many characters are going to be in the game. After the first trailer came out, PlayStation tweeted that All Justice was going to have the largest character roster in console history, so we know it's going to be huge. Or PlayStation are greatly exaggerating. The first My Hero One's Justice game had a base roster of 20 characters plus 3 DLC characters, bringing the total to 23 characters. My Hero One's Justice 2 then went on to add 18 more characters with 10 DLC characters, bringing the total to 51 characters. So we are getting roughly 20 characters per game. If we use this logic, the safe bet is to say that My Hero Academia All Justice will have 70 plus characters. But since this is most likely the last One's Justice game, I think Viking are going to go all out. So I'm going to go higher than 70. I'm going to predict that we are getting at least 76 characters. This is just my guess. It could be higher, it could be lower. It all depends on what kind of budget did Viking have for this game, and how long have they been working on this game? Have they rushed it? Because we've seen a rushed Viking game before with Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash, and that did not end well. So hopefully Viking have learned from their mistakes. But anything is possible. Now, let's start filling up our character roster. Starting with characters we pretty much know will be in the game. Starting with a new Deku and a new Shigaraki. The new Deku being the one from the final war arc. We have seen quite a bit of this character. He can use Black Whip, he can use Gear Shift, and probably has access to many other of the quirks he gets from One for All. These are all new abilities that no other Deku has been able to use before in previous One's Justice games. And this pretty much confirms that this will be a whole new Deku rather than a costume. Then, there's Shigaraki. He looks nothing like the previous Shigarakis we've seen in the One's Justice series. He's got the long white hair, he's got the awesome cape, he can shoot giant lasers. Wait, huh? He can do what now? But yeah, that's all looking pretty new to me. During the first trailer for All Justice, we saw this cool moment where it was showing every character from Class 1A. I originally thought, oh, that's cool. There will be a story character kind of thing. Kind of like Thug 1 or Nomu B from One's Justice 2. Characters that are in the game, but we can't actually play them. But after this trailer ended, we also got a special message from Kohei Horikoshi himself that said, in earlier games, I used Ida and Kirishima. This time, you can use all of Class 1A, so I'm really excited to see who I'll master. Number 1, would not have taken Horikoshi Sensei for an Ida or Kirishima main. But secondly, this confirms that they will all be playable. We have Hagakure, aka Invisible Girl. I don't know how she's going to work in this game, but if I had to guess, it's going to be something with light refractions, maybe some zoning attacks, maybe some close range stuff. I just know she's probably going to be a very annoying character to deal with, since, you know, she's invisible and you can't see her. Next, we have Koda, who I don't think will be doing any of the fighting at all, and is purely going to be calling animals and stuff to attack you. Trust me, it's all fun and games until he calls the Squirrel Stampede to attack you. We have Ojiro, the tail guy, who I think is going to be absolutely insane at close range, judging from what we've seen. And some of his grabs, bro, this guy is going to be a problem. Next, we have Sugar Rush, who I think is going to be an install type of character, where he won't be that good, but maybe he'll have some kind of button where you eat sugar, then his install activates, and for like 20 seconds, he gets a power boost, or something like that. We have Zero, who is just Spider-Man. He will probably just swing around and trap opponents. I don't think he'll be doing that much, or being much of a fighter, but he will be the type of character that will set up attacks, trap your opponents, and then you switch to a character that can do big damage. And we have Tentacle. I have no idea what they could do with this character, because in the show, we've kind of seen him do a little bit of everything. So I'm excited to see what Bike King come up with. At the end of the first trailer, we also saw Armored All Might and Young All For One. These two characters are ones that players have wanted in these games for a very long time. So this will be hype for a lot of people. Young All For One used a bunch of quirks while he was de-aging in his fight that we have never seen before. And Armored All Might is also going to be a very unique character, probably using variations of quirks that we've seen from Class 1A members, since that's what most of his suit's powers are based on. We have a few more characters that are also confirmed. We have a Preorder bonus Deku. We don't know which Deku this is because it's a silhouette, but if I had to guess, I think this is the Deku that couldn't move his body in the fight against Shigaraki, so he used his black whip to move his body for him. And you might be thinking, oh, another Deku? Doesn't that bring it to like 5 Dekus in total? And yes, it does. But one thing Bike King is known for, unlike CC2 and Storm, is that even though it is the same character, no two Dekus will play alike. Each character will be its own unique, distinct version of Deku. And that's one of the things that I really appreciate about Bike King. Next, we have Lady Nagant, a character I've personally been waiting for a very, very long time. She looks awesome. Judging purely from what we have seen of her so far, I think she's going to be a pure zoner. So great at long range, but probably not so good at close range. We have the hero that everybody loves to simp for, Mirko. I think Mirko is going to be an all-out brawler, with pretty much every single attack she has being some kind of close range skill that she can combo into her other skills. We have Best Jeanist. I think this character is kind of meh, to be honest, and a waste of a character slot, but he has his fans, and Best Jeanist was a very important part of the war arc. Like Zero, I imagine that Best Jeanist is probably going to be a character that can keep opponents in place while you switch to another character that can do big damage. Next, we have Edgeshot. For the very little gameplay we have seen, this guy looks amazing, and I genuinely cannot wait to try him. My hope is that since he can fold himself smaller, that he has some kind of counterplay to zoners and can get in close and do damage. We have Monoma. Yes, you think this character is annoying in Ultra Rumble? Just wait until you play him in All's Justice. I think he's going to be 10 times more annoying. My guess is that he will be able to copy attacks of whoever he is fighting and mix and match them with other character attacks in your team and his team. Next, we have a new Dabi, the Whitehead version. This character looks so much fun. His attacks look insane, and he looks like he's going to be leagues better than the Dabi we have in One's Justice 2. And finally, we have Hood. This is the Nomu that Hawks and Endeavor fought at the end of Season 4. This is a weird character to reveal before others, in my opinion. There are much more hype characters that could have been shown, but this is definitely going to be an awesome character. In One's Justice 2, we have the regular Nomu, and he's not the best. So maybe Hood will be the much needed upgrade that we need. That's it for the confirmed characters. From here, we are going to start with some very safe speculation. But then as we go up, we will be blind and in the dark shooting our shots. I have seen some theories online saying that we will be getting a new Todoroki or a new Bakugo, because in the trailer, they are doing attacks that we have never seen them do before. Bakugo is straight up shooting missiles off of his Q1, which is something we have never seen before. But I think this is most likely has to do with the rising system. This is something that when you get beaten up enough, or on your lost character, or if you've just stored up enough of the meter, you can activate to give your character a unique power boost, while also changing some moves that they can do. This is the new main comeback mechanic for All's Justice, because now that we have 3 characters, instead of the 1 character and 2 assists, there needs to be some kind of way to even the match if you only have 1 character left and your opponent still has 3. Each rising, from what we've known so far, is unique to each character, so they all do something a little different. For Deku, it activates Gear Shift. For Todoroki, it activates Phosphorus. For Dabi, it activates whatever the hell this sleep paralysis demon looking thing is, and so on. In Bakugo's case, I don't necessarily think he will get new attacks. I just think he will get extra stuff added onto what he can already do, like with the missiles shooting from his Q1. But enough of that. Let's get into our safe picks. So, you might be wondering why I'm so confident about these characters. I'm about to say, and that's because they are already in another My Hero Academia game made by Viking, and that's My Hero Ultra Rumble. My Hero Ultra Rumble uses a lot of character assets from previous My Hero One's Justice games. And say what you will about that, personally I have no issue with it, but that means the games can share assets. We have already seen this. I am very confident that the model for OFA Deku is the same model that we will see in All's Justice. So why not do it the other way around? There aren't many characters from Ultra Rumble that aren't in other One's Justice games, but there are a couple. Starting with Mount Lady. She is a character a lot of people wanted in One's Justice 2, but when Ultra Rumble came out, Viking said specifically that they added Mount Lady to Ultra Rumble because they didn't know how she would work in One's Justice 2. Hopefully, that isn't the case anymore. I think it would be amazing to have a giant type character in All's Justice. I just don't know how they would make that work without making it really OP or really garbage. Next, we have Cementos. If Viking add him to All's Justice, he could be the ultimate defense / anti-Zona character. His walls could stop all projectiles, and I think that would be very much appreciated. The One's Justice series has always had a problem with zonas, and Cementos could be the answer to that. And the final character is Ibara. If done right, I think Ibara could be a top tier. It would be so cool to see her have attacks where she uses her vines and can make them appear from underground, damaging or restraining your opponents. Those are our safe characters out of the way. Now, let's get into pure speculation. None of these characters are confirmed, but I think it would be really fun if they were in the game. And I don't think some of them are completely unrealistic either. I rewatched through the anime to see if there were any other characters left, and while there aren't many, there are some very big ones. Let's start with everybody's favorite lizard, Spinner. This character was very much wanted in One's Justice 2, but never became DLC. But now, I believe, is the perfect time to add him. When One's Justice and One's Justice 2 was out, Spinner was just Stain, but a lizard. Let's be real. But since then, he has had his whole character arc. We have Tentacle, we have Coda. The only character we are missing for that iconic moment is Spinner. Another highly requested character that we never got was Kamui Wood. We have seen this guy so many times in the anime, and it's kind of wild to me that he actually isn't playable in any MHA game, not even Ultra Impact, and that game has everybody. So adding Kamui Wood to My Hero All's Justice would be amazing. I imagine he would have 2 modes of fighting. The first would be growing wood from his arms and using that in close range attacks, or he could use the wood long range, kind of shooting them like projectiles from his arms. And hey, if they do add team attacks to All's Justice, Kamui Wood could have a team attack with Mount Lady. It just writes itself. It's perfect. And the final character I have is Redestro. We know My Hero Academia All's Justice is going to have an archive battle mode, where we get to play key fights from the anime/manga. A very big key fight is Shigaraki versus Redestro. This is the fight where Shigaraki awakens his quirk, and was a turning point in the anime, so it only makes sense to have Redestro in the game. His stress quirk fits perfectly into a fighting game. They could make it so that when he's at full health, he's not really that good, but the more damage he takes, the more stressed he gets, which in turn would give him more strength and maybe more speed, maybe access to new attacks once he gets below a certain amount of health. They could really do anything. And that brings us to 76 characters at release, which is a gigantic roster, just like PlayStation said in the tweet. This is assuming they don't cut any of the characters from the previous games, which I don't think they will, but there's always the chance. They could even merge some characters, like before style Shigaraki and after style Shigaraki, or Overhaul and Overhaul V2. I could see these maybe becoming part of the Rising system, but only time will tell. There is still a lot that we don't know about My Hero Academia All's Justice, and since the game is coming out in less than 4 months, I'm sure we will start being drip-fed stuff about the game. And that's not even to mention the DLC this game could get. There are still so many characters from the manga and movies. You've got Koichi, Popstep, Knuckle Duster, Flecktoon, Nine, Stars and Stripes, and many others. But whoever they decide to add, I am super excited. But yeah, my name is Webavalo. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.